that's right.
And Jack, you know what? Tanya Kessler was at the GLS building trades this morning talking about the park that you guys are building over there. It was so funny. I said, I'm so sorry you gotta listen to this again.
Well, that's all right.
She was cool.
Yes, she is, yeah. We go
Yeah.
back a lot of years.
Wow.
I used to represent her parents.
Yeah, she did a nice presentation.
Oh, yeah.
She's getting to see if they'll, help out with things over there. Sounds like it's gonna be a nice
Oh, Tom,
complex over
let's see if you and I and
Oh, yeah.
John can have a
100
just a
acres.
Zoom. Keep forgetting about that. Let's just do a Zoom meeting on the ARPA money. Hold on, I gotta set it up sometime this week.
Non-denominational.
To get together.
This was non-denominational. Judicial. She's
Nonpartisan.
nonpartisan. She's about as middle of the road as you can get.
Yeah, Brill?
Yeah.
Recreation.
I mean, I know every judge is
Committee, you mean,
nonpartisan.
Yeah.
But
She's
I'm
actually
good
really.
with, I'm good with middle of the road.
Well,
No, I'm seriously, I'm good with, look at each decision and do it,
well,
you know,
no,
on its own merits, not necessarily what.
Park has a new,
No,
or
I don't
You've
vote
seen
'cause I
three,
see a
right?
lot of-
they have a new,
Which one you vote for?
master plan.
Okay.
That needs to review, and then
If I don't know anybody, I'm gonna go by, you know,
People that
okay,
do.
what
money-wise.
people.
There are people that know these things. They're called
Yeah, I
lawyers.
could do
Oh, start with me on lawyers.
Okay, well, I had Tom resend it out.
Good thing for you, bad thing.
Taking his jacket off now. I'm washing
All
my
right.
hands.
Yeah.
It's about 6:03, we waited a couple extra minutes, I was hoping to.
Recording in progress.
First of all, I'd like to apologize to everyone. We found out about an hour ago, Operations Manager Broker found out that we have no heat down here. He has made a call, but it looks like we're gonna have a frigid evening. So I will try to move this meeting as quick as, along as quick as possible.
Valentine's Day, right?
It's about 6:33. I'd like to call to order the Fenton Township Board on this 15th day of February, 2022. I would ask everyone to stand for the opening prayer and the Pledge of Allegiance. Trustee Gopal, will you lead us, please?
Yes, sir, thank you. Lord, we meet here tonight to conduct our matters of business. We ask that you guide our hearts and our minds in the spirit of fairness, right thought, and speech. We ask you impart your supreme wisdom upon these activities so that our affairs may reach a successful conclusion. And as always, we thank you for being the source of our guidance tonight. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. As always, Mark, appreciate it.
Sir?
Good job.
Clerk Krug, will you please call the roll?
Yes, Lorraine,
Present.
Reed,
Here.
Cutrick,
Present.
Burgess present, Kessler,
Here.
Gopal.
Here.
Tucker.
Present.
Yep, full board.
Thanks. I would also like to note for the record that our township attorney, Jack Belzer, operations manager, Tom Broker, our fire chief, Ryan Bolts, township assessor, Julia Wilson, and our zoning administrator, Mike Deem, are also present and freezing today. Additionally, the following township officials are also present virtually via Zoom. Our township engineers, Alan and Melissa Lawrence. Tom, will you detail the procedures for those attending tonight's virtual meeting?
Yes, to members of the public attending tonight's meeting in person or via Zoom, please be advised that this meeting is being recorded to be shown on public access television, Spectrum Channel 191. Recorded meetings are also posted on the Fenton Area Community Television YouTube channel. For those attending via Zoom, we ask that you keep your microphone muted until we reach portions of the meeting where public comment is allowed, at which time further instruction will be given. For tonight's meeting, there are no public hearings on the agenda, therefore all public comment will be taken near the end of the meeting. Meeting materials are available for download on the township's website at www.fentontownship.org.
Thanks, Tom. All right. Moving along to the first business in order is the approval of the agenda. Are there any requests to amend tonight's agenda? Motion is in order to approve the agenda as presented.
So move.
Second.
All right, motion's been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Clerk Krug, will you please call the roll?
Krug votes yes, Cutrick,
Yes.
Kessler,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Gopal.
Yes.
Tucker,
Yes.
Lorraine.
Yes.
Motion passes.
All right. Agenda stands approved as presented. Next, we were going to move into a presentation from Mott Community College But I don't think the representative is here, so we will move on to the next business in order, which is the meeting minutes. Included in the packet are the minutes from the February 1st regular meeting. Are there any corrections or requested revisions to these meeting minutes? Hearing none, the meeting minutes stand approved as presented. Next business in order is expenditures. Are there any questions from the board regarding any of the invoices? All right.
What was the tree trimming and removal about?
We had a tree overhanging the neighbor here on the township property. Needed to get in there and trim off some branches.
$2,700 worth?
Tight spot.
Okay.
Any other questions from the board? Hearing none, a motion is in order to approve the expenditures totaling $481,861.06 for payment.
So moved. Support.
All right, motion's been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Clerk Krug, will you please call the roll?
Yes, sir. Reed,
Yes.
Gopel.
Yes.
Tucker,
Yes.
Kessler,
Yes.
Lorraine,
Yes.
Krug votes yes. Patrick,
Yes.
motion passes.
All right, expenditures stand approved as presented. Moving on to the next business orders, public hearings. Tonight we have none. Reports, are there any committee reports to be made to the board this evening? Hearing none, we'll move on to communications, none. Adoption of ordinances, none. Unfinished business, none. The next order of business is new business. Proposed hiring to fill full-time staff position. I'm sure you've all reviewed the memo in the packet. Tom, will you take a second to talk about Lisa?
Sure. Well, when Kelly Borg retired in early January, we did post the position internally as required by the union contract. None of the current employees applied, and so then I did reach out to Lisa Lawrence, who worked for us as election coordinator for about a year and a half. And because accounting is her preferred field. And she was very interested in coming back, and so we made a tentative offer, which she accepted. And I'm thrilled to bring her back into the township family, and I think the rest of the staff is happy too. She'll be a great re-addition to the staff.
And you also did other interviews
We did
also.
some other interviews, but because she has already worked here, we're familiar with her work ethic and abilities. She's certainly a great fit.
And she also comes from a similar position, and she's familiar with BSNA. Are there any other questions or comments from the board? Okay, I need a motion to approve the hiring of Lisa Lawrence to fill the full-time position of tax billing coordinator as presented.
So moved.
Support.
All right, motion's been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Clerk Krug, will you please call the roll?
Patrick,
Yes.
Kessler,
Yes.
Krug votes yes. Gopel.
Yes.
Tucker,
Yes.
Lorraine.
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Miss Lisa is a new employee.
All right. Next under new business is the 2022 local road projects. I'm sure we've all reviewed the memo in our packets. Operations Manager, Broker, will you please provide additional details?
Yes, based on the discussions at our road hearing in January 18th, we requested cost estimates from the road commission, 3 of which we've received. So you have those in the packet, and they're asphalt resurfacing for Grove Park Road, Swanee Beach Drive, and Jennings Road from Ralston to Larry. All deserving projects and all fit within the budget. The one thing I did want to point out in the memo is one of the other projects that I believe is a priority is one that we canceled a few years ago due to the bids coming in real high, and that is Whitaker between Linden Road and Park Drive. And so in order to do the 3 we're looking at tonight and that section of Whitaker, it is likely we would have to eventually increase the budget by about $200,000. And if the board is not inclined to increase the budget, I believe Whitaker's more of a priority than Jennings. But there's justification for increasing the budget. Looking at the last 3 years, our actual project costs have been a cumulative $160,000 under budget. So it's almost a wash when it comes to, the amount of dollars we're putting into projects, so, we can have some discussion on that, before approving the projects.
All right. Are there any questions or comments from the board? Alan is also present via Zoom, if anybody would like to ask him any questions, or Tom.
I thought when we talked about Whitaker Road, and maybe it was in a different context, that we talked about the paving from Owen to Lobdell.
Right,
Yeah.
that's another section, Whitaker, that is on the list.
Okay.
In my opinion, I think this one is a little more urgent, and it's been on the radar longer. I think the other one stays on the list and eventually gets done, but probably not for this year.
Yeah,
Cause that one's gonna probably be almost a whole year's budget.
right, and I would agree that they both need to be done, but obviously we have to prioritize and work within the budget, so, okay.
Right.
Thank you.
Any other questions or comments from the board? Hearing none, I need a motion to approve the following local road projects for 2022 as presented. This is again asphalt resurfacing, Grove Park. It will be from Torrey Road to Swanee Beach Drive. We'll be doing Swanee Beach Drive from Gross Park Road to the Fenton city limits, and Jennings Road from Ralston Road to Laring Road.
So moved.
Support.
All right, motion's been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Again, Clerk Krug, will you please call the roll?
Yes. Gopel.
Yes.
Tucker.
Yes.
Lorraine.
Yes.
Cottrell.
Yes.
Krug votes yes. Reed.
Yes.
Kessler.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thanks, Bob. All right, next under new business is a proposed revision to the 2022 Fenton Township meeting schedule. It was recently brought to our attention that the Township Board meeting scheduled for Tuesday, the 15th of March conflicts with the recently established Board of Review schedule that week. Since March has 5 Tuesdays, the easiest solution is to move the Township Board meeting to March 22nd and move the ZBA meeting from the March 22nd to March 29th. A revised meeting schedule has been provided for the board's review and approval. Any questions or comments from the board? Hearing none. Sorry.
Oh, no,
No.
I probably won't make it, on March 22nd, just because every Tuesday I don't have meetings, I work. So, just a heads up.
Okay. Any other questions or comments?
Let's
All right.
just make sure all appointments are made on March 22nd. We know who might be
Absent.
absent. Just a thought.
Tom, mark that in your calendar.
Feeling the love.
I'm feeling the love.
All right, I need a motion to adopt the revised 2022 Fenton Township meeting schedule as presented.
So moved.
Second.
All right, motion's been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing none, Clerk Krug, will you please call the roll?
Yes. Kessler.
Yes.
Krug votes yes. Reed.
Yes.
Lorraine.
Yes.
Cottrell.
Yes.
Tucker.
Yes.
You still want to vote, Mark?
I'm voting no.
Oh. Gopel.
Yes.
Thanks, Bob. All right,
Yep.
next under new business is resolution number 2022-09. Temporary moratorium on development activities, Thompson Road corridor area. Tonight we have our zoning administrator, Michael Dean. Will you kind of go over that with us?
Sure. As you guys are aware, right, we're going through the planning process of creating a new sub-area plan for the Thompson Road corridor. What spurred this on was water coming into the township for the first time. Outside of that, though, we are starting to see a lot of interest in development in this area. With new development comes new concerns. And as we go through this planning process already, we've already identified a number of items that will need to be addressed as part of any future developments in this area. Looking at sewer capacity, traffic issues, and identifying incompatible land uses. These are all items that we're going to be addressing throughout this planning process. We need enough time to be able to complete the planning process so we can address these health, safety, welfare issues. So what you have in front of you is a moratorium. It's intended to last 6 months. It could be sooner, right? I mean, we are full speed ahead on this planning process. You know, 6 months, that gets us to August. Man, we really want to have this done by end of June, beginning of June. So, and even, you know, if you take out the 40 days for public notice, you know, 6 months is more than enough to cover the moratorium. And what that would cover, put a temporary moratorium on rezoning applications, land divisions, subdivision approvals, special land use permits, building permits, and site plan approvals in the district identified on your map in red. What it wouldn't cover, basic maintenance and repair of existing buildings and grounds, interior work, repair, demolition, repair, reconstruction of buildings that, you know, if there's a fire, someone needs to rebuild, they can do that. There's also a waiver process that would go identified in here. Also, permits and issued approvals that were granted by the township prior to the moratorium going into effect, you know, would also still be able to move forward. So, I'm here to answer any questions. Again, we're looking to protect health, safety, welfare, to continue our planning process so we can get an orderly plan produced that addresses these concerns.
Mike, Treasurer Tucker, do you have anything you'd like to add?
Yeah, I'm in favor of this. As you all know, I sit on the planning commission, and as I look at the agenda every month, I worry and wish and pray that we don't get any application requests in this area while we're looking at it and trying to get it to where we want it to be. So I think it's a good idea to just pump the brakes for a little bit, to let the planning commission finish what they're doing. We get all the public input that we're gathering, we go through the process, and then we don't have to worry about what applications have come in the meantime. So this would put my mind at ease, so I am in favor of it.
Yeah, and John brings up a good point, right? The master plan has most of this area currently identified as mixed use, which is sort of a catch-all for bringing a good project, I guess. It doesn't really give a lot of good criteria as to what uses, you know, should go in what area. So, you know, going through this planning process, we're going to narrow that down, identify different character areas of the corridor, and say, you know, uses that are appropriate at Fenton and Thompson aren't necessarily appropriate in the middle of Thompson, you know, and we're going to break all those down. Right now, everything is in that mixed use category.
Which is a new concept in the new master plan. We kind of tried it out on the encouragement of the folks that were helping us. Seemed like a good idea at the time. We had no idea water was coming. You know, had we known water was coming, we probably would not have done what we did. So, hence the reason to hit the brakes.
Any other questions or comments from the board?
Just one comment, and probably nothing you haven't heard before, but we're doing a lot of work and effort in bringing the water in. I really hope we lean towards bringing facilities in that help the citizens. I don't wanna, I'm gonna get in trouble with Fenway Parkway, where it's industrial completely. And I think the impact of the water is gonna be big, and if we can provide opportunities, be it dining, recreation, shopping. I mean, my wife can fill up Thompson Road with the stores she wants right now. So we don't even have to do this, Mike, I'll just give you her
Give you the
list.
map, yeah.
But, you know, I think it's important that if we can lean towards facilities and projects that will help the residents.
It's a good point, because I think, and we had a meeting on it the other day, and that's the reason we're going to bring the public in,
Yep.
get public input. The planning commission is, they got a lot of work to do, and that's their job, and along with public input, I think we're set forth a plan that our residents will be proud of, and certainly we'll see some development, so. Any other questions or comments from the board?
Yeah, I just wanted to ask.
Oh, sorry, Kate.
Have we had, you said there's been interest, have we had any sort of permits or approvals? We haven't yet had any, like, in the area recently, or?
Oh, no, we have 3 projects
Okay.
that are in the area. So March 22nd, you're gonna see PUD application for Brookwood. It is an age-restricted community off of Laring Road, adjacent to the 23. Right, it's a 224 unit age-restricted community. we have a special use permit for Love's Truck Stops at the corner of 23 and Thompson. And then we also have a PUD rezoning amendment site plan for Miller Industries. They want to expand the building, and as part of that, they need to address some of the language in their PUD application. Those have all come in, and you know, we get calls every day, right? And these are important locations. We have issues with traffic and capacity of the roads. We need to address those. You know, we have sewer capacity issues that are being addressed, but we need to make sure we're on top of it, and that, you know, whatever plan we come up with, we can adequately support. Because the last thing we want to do is put together a plan that's not supportable by our infrastructure, or encourage or have uses come in that are going to cut off uses that be more favorable to the residents of the township, and now we don't have the capacity to serve. So that's why we need to go through this planning process.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely wanted to an idea of what's maybe already in the works.
Sure.
Because the project of bringing the water in is gonna be disruptive to the residents, at least for a short time. So we, you know, let's pay them back, I guess.
Any
So-
other comments, concerns?
So Mike, are those 3 projects going to go forward because the wheels are already in motion?
Correct. They've
So
all submitted.
They won't be caught up in this 6-month suspension?
Correct. They've all submitted complete applications with the appropriate fees.
Right, okay, thank you.
Yep.
Any other comments?
And just, they're gonna go through the review process, right? Doesn't mean they're all gonna get approved, but they are gonna go through the process.
Any other comments, concerns, questions? Hearing none. Resolution number 2022-09. Clerk Crew, will you please present the resolution?
Yes, thank you. Imposes a temporary moratorium on all development activities on the Thompson Road corridor area. Establishes a term of 180 days for the moratorium unless otherwise extended or shortened by township board action. Lists the findings that serve as the basis for the moratorium. Identifies specific circumstances where the moratorium will not apply. Establishes a procedure for requesting a waiver for legal reasons. Hear that, Jack? Directs the clerk to publish the resolution. Declares the various provisions of the resolution to be servable. Makes the resolution effective immediately. Upon adoption, I'll move the resolution.
Second.
All right, motion's been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing none. Clerk Crew, will you please call the roll?
Tucker,
Yes.
Lorraine,
Yes.
Gopel.
Yes.
Kessler,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes,
Kotrick,
Yes.
Krug votes yes, resolution passes.
All right, I'm gonna move on to the next business in order, which is board comment. Is there anyone on the board who has additional comments or concerns? If not, I'm gonna move back up to the top of the agenda. And, I'm sorry, I did not get your name. We did not know who was coming tonight. But we have a presentation, from Mott Community College, by the, Changing Lives. So if you come up to the microphone, adjust the microphone,
Yep.
and you should be able to see the screens. We may give him a minute to get the PowerPoint, your PowerPoint up there.
Okay.
But if you could introduce yourself again,
Yes.
I apologize.
No, I apologize for being late. I am Jill Sote. I'm the Director of Library Services at Mott Community College.
Are we all set? Do you think did you get the time to get the PowerPoint up? Or no, it looks like.
Still working on it.
Need to walk around and get warmed up.
Do you have a coat, Mike?
I guess I do.
Well, think about it.
All right.
All right.
great.
Jill, well,
Mhm.
welcome.
Okay.
And we're ready for the presentation.
Great, thank you. All right, well, I'm very happy to be here with you this evening. At MCC, we are changing the lives of our students each and every day, from the dual-enrolled high school student who is earning college credits to the recently graduated 12th grader who is just beginning their post-secondary educational journey, to the non-traditional student in his or her 20s, 30s, 40s, and 50s seeking to up their skills and build a credential, to the older adult in their 60s, 70s, and even 80s, demonstrating their dedication to lifelong learning. Mott Community College has an educational and training pathway and a wide variety of student support services and payment options for everyone. As we approach our 100th year serving Flint, Genesee, and Lapeer counties and mid-Michigan, we invite you to take a look at our programs, services, and commitment to our communities. We take our role and responsibility as the community's college very seriously, with nearly 100 academic and non-credit degrees, certificates, and programs. We are accredited by the Higher Learning Commission and have received the honor from the Aspen Institute of being one of the nation's top community colleges in 2011, 2013, 2015, 2017, 2019, and 2021. We serve an extraordinarily diverse student body, reflecting the rich diversity of the many communities that make up our service area. Like much of the world, Mott Community College moved entirely online and remote in March of 2020. While we have distance, virtual, and online learning opportunities for many years now, the scale of taking all of our classes, all of our support services, our hundreds of faculty and staff, and our thousands of students was unprecedented. I am pleased to share with you that despite some hiccups with Zoom and other remote technologies, our employees and students stepped up to this enormous challenge with perseverance and persistence. MCC didn't stop after we moved our education and operations to a remote platform. We continued to support Flint, Genesee County, Lapeer County, and the Mid-Michigan region as the community's college. We donated thousands of supplies to local hospitals, including Hurley, Genesis, and McLaren, Flint, and Lapeer. We also lent out ventilators from our respiratory therapy program to these same hospitals, and MCC employees rallied behind our community's first responders by raising funds for purchasing lunches and dinners for nurses, doctors, and other medical professionals who are working around the clock to treat COVID patients. The college also supported our students, many of whom were suddenly out of work and in many cases at home with their young children who were also thrust into online learning. We provided students with emergency financial aid, computer hardware, and internet access, and even took our Mott Eats food pantry mobile by delivering food through an all-volunteer force that included MCC faculty and staff, UAW members, and other community members, to more than 200 individual students and their 300 family members from April to August of last year. Many of you are probably wondering what Mott Community College looks like today, as the community, state, and nation and world try to emerge from a global pandemic that has affected us all for more than a year and a half now. This fall, MCC has gradually reopened our main campus in Flint, our branch centers in Clio, Fenton, and Lapeer, our Culinary Arts Institute in downtown Flint, and our Workforce and Economic Development Division off of Saginaw Street, just north of downtown Flint. We are offering both online, in-person, and hybrid classes in almost all of our subject areas. Likewise, our faculty and staff are working from home, at the college, and some combination of both. We continue to require mask wearing, social distancing, health screening, and temperature checks for people who enter any of our facilities. Mask wearing and social distancing outside is optional unless the area is highly congested. MCC is committed to re-entering our in-person environments with caution and care for the students, employees, and visitors who want to utilize our spaces. And this map shows the geographic spread and the diversity of the communities served by Mott Community College. I previously mentioned our main campus in Flint, our extension centers, and our buildings in and near downtown Flint. Added to these is an office we maintain inside the Michigan Works building in Shiawassee County. These are just some of the types of jobs and careers, along with our average hourly earnings that are in demand in the mid-Michigan region. MCC has training and educational offerings for nearly all of these and more. Mott Community College has nearly 100 academic and non-credit training programs that can lead to an associate's degree, a certificate, or another credential. While we hope that students who come to MCC will complete with us, there's always a chance that someone will transfer to one of our many four-year partners. We look closely with colleges and universities, such as the University of Michigan Flint, Kettering University, Michigan State University, Bellevue University, Ferris State University, Central Michigan University, and Rochester University. MCC's academic programs range from business, media arts and graphic design to music to all aspects of health sciences to early childhood education to the social sciences, humanities, and beyond. The college even has an international and global studies focus with students and faculty traveling abroad. MCC also allows current high school students to enroll for college classes at no cost to the student. These students are earning college credit before they graduate from high school, giving them a head start on their post-secondary educational journey. Fun fact, we have had high school students graduate from MCC even before they graduate from their high school. And as you know, the University of Michigan Flint and Mott Community College are geographically situated in the heart of Flint, Michigan, and our respective campuses neighbor one another. In a new initiative called Commit to Flint, our two institutions are striving to develop co-designed and co-driven pathways to completion of both an associate's degree and a bachelor's degree in a variety of degree areas, including many in the humanities. Likewise, MCC and Michigan State University School of Public Medicine recently joined together to offer Mott students who wish to go into medicine a guaranteed decision regarding entry into MSU's program. Mott Community College, in addition to providing a robust menu of academic, for-credit offerings, also offers a wide variety of non-credit education and training opportunities through its Workforce and Economic Development Division. We now have a mobile learning lab, which is pictured here, which is designed to take training right to where people live and work. We also have partnerships and connections with dozens of employers, including a line worker training program for consumers energy, where successful completers can earn more than $80,000 a year plus benefits. We also offer the community resources such as GED preparation, job placement assistance for workers and employees and employers, and a fab lab where entrepreneurs with product ideas can receive prototype development support. Did you know that Mott Community College has some of the most up-to-date and innovative educational facilities in the area? These include a fantastic culinary arts institute in downtown Flint that was open in summer 2019. This facility boasts modern classrooms, specialized kitchens, a coffee beanery location, and a full restaurant known as Applewood at 2nd and Saginaw. MCC culinary arts students and their faculty chefs operate the facility, which is open to the public from 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. Monday through Thursday. MCC also has the Regional Technology Center, which features classes on welding, automotive repair, HVAC, photography, computer-aided design, information technology, electronics, and other career technical education programs. The RTC also houses the Fab Lab at MCC. The college has recently updated lab spaces at our Southern Lakes Branch Center in Fenton. These are used by faculty and students in Mott's very popular occupational therapy and physical therapy assistant programs. The MCC Law Enforcement Regional Training Academy, LERTA, also has a newly renovated building at the Southern Lakes Branch Center and is devoted to training the next generation of law enforcement personnel for our community, graduating 2 classes of cadets each year. Most recently, in August of 2021, MCC conducted the grand opening of the new Lenore Crowdy Family Life Center, a building dedicated to honoring the legacy of longtime Mott Community College board member and Board of Trustees member and chairperson, Lenore Crowdy. The mission of the Lenore Crowdy Family Life Center is to support students with the many personal challenges they and their families very often face as they pursue their dreams of a college education and financial independence. The Crowdy Center houses the Mott Eats Food Pantry, Ellen's Closet, a source for clothing for students and their families, an early childhood learning center where student parents can take their children for high-quality childcare, and other services and activities designed to remove barriers to student success and completion at MCC. Mott Community College knows that many of our incoming students, whether they are right out of high school or have come to us later in life, need academic supports. We provide free tutoring from both student peers as well as from experts, and writing and math centers that support students who might be struggling. We also have special programs for underserved and special populations. These include services for first generation, low income, disabled, and veterans. We also operate an award-winning Women in Education program and a Talented Men of Today initiative focused on success for our male students of color. You might be surprised to learn that MCC, given as we are a commuter college, has a robust and organized student life with many activities and student organizations and clubs to choose from. The Student Life Center located in the Prahl College Center houses student club meetings, events, and acts as a student lounge and engagement hub. More than 50 student clubs exist at MCC, including the Feminist League, National Society for Leadership and Success, Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society, Student Physical Therapy Association, and the Cultural Exploration Student Association. When you think college athletics, you probably don't think of a community college. That's what makes Mott Community College's award-winning teams unique. Our student athletes bring home dozens of individual and team honors each season and compete at a level and in facilities worthy of national attention. Whether you are a student at one of our many sporting events or a student athlete, MCC Athletics has something for you. Our men's teams include baseball, basketball, cross country, and the Bears cross country team has had individuals honor the full team in national championships every year since 1997. In 2020, we placed 18th in the nation. We also have golf, and they have been 5-time regional champs. Wrestling, we finished our first season last year and had our first NJCAA All-American. Our women's teams include basketball with six-time regional championships and 4-time top 4 national finishes. We have cross country. Women's cross-country team at MCC competes in the MCCAA and NJCAA Region 12. In 2020, we took 15th in the nation. Softball has had 3 regional champions and 4 national appearances. The MCC softball team consistently produces student athletes who earn academic honors in addition to athletic excellence. We also have volleyball, and they have won 5 consecutive conference championships and are consistent regional contenders. And we also have esports. We can currently compete in 2 titles, Super Smash Bros. And Valorant. Our teams are nationally competitive, with our Super Smash Bros. Competitors placing in the top 10 in the nation multiple years in a row now. Mott Community College continues to be far and away the best educational investment you can make toward your future success. At Mott Community College, we've got you covered. There are a wide variety of ways to fund your educational journey. We can help you navigate the financial aid pathway for federal grants and loans, search out and apply for scholarships available inside and outside the college, and access special programs such as Michigan Reconnect and Second Chance Pell. MCC also has the prestigious Trustees Scholars Program, which allows for one outstanding graduate from each of the high schools in our service area to attend Mott for 2 years tuition free. We also have financial supports and programs for people interested in short-term training opportunities. These programs include MyLeap, which provides tuition and supports for short-term and 1-year-long programs for those 18 and older. Workforce Scholars, which provides tuition and supports for short-term and 1-year-long programs for those age 18 to 24. And Adult Career Pathways, which provides tuition and supports for short-term training for those 18 and older. To enroll, you can apply online at mcc.edu/enroll by visiting the Prahl College Center. You can also call or email. You're probably wondering what's next for our community's college. On September 23rd, 2023, Mott Community College will celebrate its 100th anniversary and will usher in a second century of institutional excellence as well as student and community success. We invite you to join the various celebrations and commemorations we will be hosting from now through the end of 2023. Please watch the news for information about upcoming anniversary events and activities. Please also check mcc.edu the Mott Community College Facebook page, and MCC's official Instagram and Twitter accounts for more information. And you may send your questions, comments, thoughts, and suggestions related to the Mott's 100th anniversary to Dale Weihill, DALE.WEIGHILL@mcc.edu. As I mentioned when I began this presentation, I am the library director at MCC. I've been working at the college for a total of 8 years now, and I could tell you firsthand that we are changing the lives of our students each and every day. Whether that student is still in high school, a recent graduate from the 12th grade, a holder of a GED, or a non-traditional age student, Mott has served tens of thousands of people in this community from 1923 to the present. And together, we are moving forward. Not sure if it's gonna play.
Is that it?
There is a commercial, but I'm not sure if it's gonna play. Doesn't look like it, so that is it. So thank you very much.
Well, Jill, thank you. Is there anybody on the board that has any questions for Jill? Thank you, Jill. It's a great presentation.
Thank you.
All right, the next business in order is public comment on agenda or non-agenda items. We'll now open up the meeting for public comment on agenda or non-agenda items. Is there anyone in the audience? I know that we have 2 candidates here, or at least one. Did he say goodbye and he wasn't coming back? Okay, we have 1 candidate. Is there anybody else in the audience that would like to speak to the board on agenda or non-agenda items? Oh, you're just gonna listen. All right. Well, with us tonight, we have Dawn Weir. She is a local attorney, and she is running for Circuit Court.
Yes.
If you'd like to come on up, take
I normally take my coat off. but
just the mic. I wouldn't.
I promise I have a suit on under here.
As Mr. Lorraine said, my name's Dawn Weir. I'm running for Genesee County Circuit Court Judge. Judge Beagle's retiring at the end of the year because he has aged out and he can't run again, so his spot is open. And I decided to run for it. I'm a lifelong resident of Genesee County. Lived here the entire time, don't have any desire to leave. I love it here. All my family is here. I went to Bentley High School in Burton, and I went to U of M Flint here. And I went to University of Detroit Mercy Law School and graduated in 2001. I've started my 21st year of practicing. I was very lucky early on in my college career to get a co-op position with Weingarten, Shedd, Haley, Lindholm, and Robertson, which is Mr. Tucker's old firm before they split and did, now they're Weingarten, Haley.
Lindholm, Tucker, and
There you go. But I interviewed with Mr. Tucker, and I was blessed that he gave me the opportunity. So I've been working in the legal field since 1995, been a lawyer since 2001. I currently am on my own. I worked for a firm for about 10 and a half years, and in 2010 I went out on my own, and I've been doing that ever since. So I live in Richfield Township. My girls go to Davison. My daughter is in the dual enrollment program with Mott and is going to be finishing up her 5th year, so to speak, and then she's going to move on to a 4-year college, which it is a great program that really doesn't have much to do with what I'm here for. But it is an excellent program and a great opportunity for kids. But I live in Richfield Township with my 3 girls. I've lived there since 2004. And just basically wanted to get out, introduce myself, and I would absolutely love your support. If you live in Genesee County, and obviously you guys do, I would love your vote. So unless anyone has any questions, I'll go ahead and sit down.
Dawn, thank you very much.
Thank
Any
you. I
questions
appreciate the
from
time.
board?
I have a comment.
Comment.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Now, I mean, I don't know what you all do when you look at judicial candidates, but me personally, I have some criteria. You know, intelligence, you gotta have a certain amount of it, okay? But almost as important as intelligence is judicial temperament. If you watch enough judges over time, there's something magical about the black robe that they all put on. They all start thinking they're God. Okay? Not all of them, a lot of them. And I won't name names, but I've known Dawn for forever, and she checks the boxes easily for intelligence, and probably her best virtue is her temperament. So, and I'm not saying that she's more temperament than smart. I don't mean that at all. It's hard to check both of those boxes, and so, to me, that's a great candidate, and I would highly recommend her to any of you. And if you have any questions, you can call me when we're not being on TV.
I appreciate that very much. I
It's the
really do.
truth. I speak the truth.
Well, and I'll tell you, I grew up and, you know, my dad worked at General Motors, my mom worked at the Sears Surplus store on Dorton, Atherton. You know, I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth, and I didn't have connections that some kids are lucky to have. And that man right there took a chance on me, and I appreciate it till this day, because that is, I think, the trajectory of our life kind of changes, and I was meant to work there, and from there, things have just gotten better, and I know I thanked you back then, but I'll thank you again. Thanks for taking a chance on me.
It was our good fortune.
Here we are, many years later.
Here we are.
So thank you, I
got older,
appreciate it.
she didn't.
Oh,
Not fair.
bless your heart. But no, thank you, I appreciate that. So, and I appreciate your guys' time, and I hope you get your heat fixed. Thank you.
Thank you, Don. Is there anybody else that is with us tonight presently? And as I look up on the board, there is nobody that has joined us virtually. So we don't need to go and ask if there's anybody that wants to speak on agenda or non-agenda items. So if there's no other public comment, it is now 7:17. If there's nothing else, I say good night, and the meeting's adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you.
Recording stopped.